Hello and welcome to my showcase of my Frostmaiden boson. First I'm gonna show you a little bit of gameplay and then I'm gonna go into build, ups and downs, what to do and why not. Shoot, tap, tap, shoot. Alright, you get the idea. Now for a random tier 1 map. I'm just gonna boss rush. Okay, we take those. Kind of the same here, you can just run in, gather them up, shoot them. I personally don't really care about the immunes, but you can definitely kill them with these if you wanted to. Look, he's just like get two or three shotted. Bus. Have a single target. Okay.
Hello.
Alright, so what do we got here? I am currently at 24 to 26k single target damage with my ice arrow, which is pretty insane. I chose to go with a build for maximizing the cold damage, but you could definitely do a more hybrid version in terms of physical versus cold. So my ice arrow benefits from all Moment of truth. Okay, we're good. So, yeah, as I said, 24 to 26k. I go for max cold damage. I only do 1 point in guided, since that is for me enough at this point to deal with cold immunes. But as I said earlier, I like to just skip them because it's overall more efficient. You just tunnel vision in, shoot a couple of times, and move on. So let's start with my gear. I am currently running a 1% off perfect ice in matriarchal bow, and the reason for the matriarchal bow instead of a GMB is because it's much easier to hit the fastest breakpoint. So with my mercenary using a beast, I only need between 35 and 40 increased attack speed to hit the fastest breakpoint. You see the difference here? And that is so beneficial. I do think that going for an Act 2 mercenary with Infinity is kind of a bait in this build, since you have so much damage that you actually just want to be shooting faster. And once you've hit like your limit for single target, the only way to increase it further is with that last breakpoint, because we already have so much pierce that we don't get too much of a benefit from infinity compared to the beast aura. I have cannot be frozen on my 1 off perfect skill damage 2 as Nightwing. I am using a 3 socketed +2 Arcane's Valor, also 3 faceted. This one is really interesting because it actually pushes the damage way higher. So I have a change of honor here where we can compare. I'm at 21 to 23k, so it gives me 3k on the top end. However, you do see my resistances is obviously capped with Ka, but it's lagging a bit. But to be honest, this is not really a problem, since the build is so safe in terms of just its raw mechanics with the freezing. I have actually not died at all since I was level 80 something. My resistances could actually be capped if I had a better torch and I had 2 rings with all res corruptions and even some res corruption on these. I just bought these, so I have not slammed these yet. I will when I get another pair. And the only thing to upgrade damage wise for me at the moment is a +3 Mara or a 3 socketed Nightwing. That is the only 2 upgrades I can do in terms of damage at this point. On my Switch, I am using a Harmony. I could do the Harmony in a better base if I wanted more physical damage for swap with the guided arrow. But as I said, personally, I do not feel like this is an issue at all. So the playstyle, you do wanna just like run, swap for speed, and it's so easy to just swap and shoot. Swap. And the reason why it's so strong is that you can easily dodge anything with this. Like you just swap and dodge. It's actually so sick. And I feel like movement speed in general is so underrated. So I am using all skillers. This one I made myself with a Belgrand charm, really lucky roll. But to be preferred would be to just have entirely 7 faster run walk charms. To be honest, it's just so good for your overall clear speed and again for dodging easier. And it makes the build a lot more engaging when you have to dodge yourself, or at least if you feel like you can do something yourself. That's it's really important for engaging gameplay. What else? I am using these res boots, really good. I slammed mana per kill. I have a bit of mana per kill here and there. I have from the belt and from this corruption, and yeah, that's it. And that makes it so that at least when I'm single player running around and shooting, I will just easily gain back the mana when I just run and kill. Look. So this would represent the normal pack, just shoot, shoot, run, and I'm almost full mana again. So, skill tree. As I said earlier, maximize this for cold damage. You could do a more like multi-shot or guided heavy oriented build. Not for me. I do not have anything in decoy or Valkyrie. Again, I do not feel the need. Maybe if I were doing this as a starter character, I would definitely go into a more Valk heavy build just to be able to tank. No longer needed though. I am getting Pierce until here I have 94%. For me, it's totally fine. Next level, I'm 94. I do want to get it to 96, but to be honest, it's fine as it is. The rest of my points, I go into evade, since again, it's more movement speed. And this is just a 1-pointer for me, as well as critical strike. I was lucky to pick up this Nosferatus with the Pierce, which also helped me a lot to almost cap my Pierce. I was using, up until this moment, a pretty GG pair of gloves, This is for max damage setup, obviously, but when I'm mapping alone, these are, again, if I'm alone, these are much better because I do not need the damage, and these will just give me so much more gold find that I will easily self-sustain just re-rolling good maps. For example, I have been running a lot of like 200 to 250 pack size maps, and I can like sustain it on my own from the gold I pick up, and these my bow, these gloves, and these boots actually help me do that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I felt like for the longest time that this build has been a very sleeper build. Like nobody has actually discovered it until recently. At least like in the broader terms, a lot of people obviously knew about it, but I feel like a lot of people didn't know to at least what extent it could be pushed to, at least damage wise. And I have a pretty nice mix where I'm mixing like this super fast run with the high cold single target, and it's just a blast. At least this is, in my opinion, one of the best cow builds out there, and it's just amazing. It can do all content pretty easily, and yeah, I don't know, I guess that's it. Oh, we can do like sub 3 minute chaos runs. I can do like sub 3.5 to 3 minute cow runs. I can do full well, let me say 95% clear tier 1 maps in like 8 to 10 minutes. Tier 2 maps is the hardest maps, obviously, because of the cats, cold immunes. However, tier 3 maps is really easy as well. And for group play, this is absolutely insane because you bring so much support with everything being frozen around you. And so I would say this is actually better than a lot of other popular support builds, at least at the start of the ladder push that I was watching some streams of. But I just don't think that people had caught on to this build at that point. Yeah. But this is obviously pretty GG geared, but it does work really well with less investment. I was running a cat's eye before this without the +2, +1 rings, and I was using these gloves. And even before this one, I was rocking Chains of Honor, and before that I was just running a random +1 armor. And at this point already I was doing so much damage. And others has already shown that if you do like a full map set, it's actually pretty decent as well. But yeah, this is what I chose to go for. I like to push it. And if you have any questions about the build or something that I might have forgotten, feel free to leave it down in the comments below, and I will try and answer it. Cheers.